I hate doing podcasts. All right. Everyone's on the same page what this episode's about.
No, what's the episode about? Anime?
Yeah. You ever heard of anime?
You'll have to key me in, but
Just follow the cue cards and stick to the script.
they're all
Welcome
blank.
to the fucking fourth episode of the Rotating Cube Zone, featuring me.
The third one.
The fourth one.
The third one.
No. First one, Vivi. Second one, Delta. Third one, cell phones. Fourth one, this one.
Wait, the fucking cell phone episode, huh? We did do a cell phone episode.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I know you did. I forgot about it too. Until like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, this is the fourth episode of the Rotating Cube Zone. We've finally done it. And the network has granted us a bigger budget due to the success of that, due to the consistency. And we could use that money to hire a new guest. And his name is Vito Torpedo.
Oh man. You guys getting a little bit of a larger budget, huh?
Yeah.
Can finally afford that better animation, huh, dude? That better budget, huh?
Yeah. Listen, if you want to fucking rant to me like you're super eye patch wolf or something about how better animation is not equivalent
Don't
to better
even
budget.
get me started on YouTubers.
This topic of today's episode is anime reviewers. If you don't know, I, Dunekun, am a very popular and very successful anime reviewer. Probably the best one on YouTube, I'd say. Probably one of the best.
You're up there.
Thoughts?
Thoughts?
But better than the ones you like, viewer.
Yeah, definitely. The bar is pretty low for anime YouTubers.
A dear viewer who's, subscribed to the Dune channel and watches this show on the Dune channel,
I don't understand people who like Dunekun videos. I really don't.
They're fucking good. That's why.
Because I don't know who watched the Dunekun video. And I think in every Dunekun video, if I don't say it explicitly, I'm saying it implicitly. I hate anime reviews and I think you're dumb. You're a fucking mouth breather if you watch anime reviews.
Mouth breather, Jesus.
I don't respect people who watch anime reviews. What about you? What about you guys? As the two biggest anime fans that I know.
Generally, no. I fucking hate them. Because most of the time that's where the layman, the everyman gets their anime opinions. It's not by forming opinions themselves, or just knowing anything, or just kind of exploring anything on their own. But no, through anime YouTubers who also don't know anything, but then take it upon themselves to act as some sort of authority, which is the most annoying thing is when someone is like, no, you don't get it. Here, let me just link this video by you ever heard of them? They're called Stevem. They're called Super Eye Patch Wolf. They're called this little guy, maybe you've heard of him, his name's Giguk. Like, okay, no, we can't have like a real conversation here. I don't know.
Okay.
And it's not even like I feel like I'm some sort of like anime mastermind, I think I'm just like kind of annoyed a lot of the time because I feel like I should be the baseline, right? And oftentimes
like the fact that there are people dumber than you is like astonishing.
Yes, yeah, that's it. That's the problem.
I felt the same way for a long time. And that I was like, oh yeah, everybody hates anime reviews. We just watch them because they're fun to laugh at. Because I used to watch like anime reviews. You may have heard of this person called Digibro. I used to watch those videos, but I wasn't watching them for the anime part. I was watching it for the personality part. And I thought everyone was doing that, but apparently people just really wanted to know what if an anime was good or something.
Yeah, I was kind of like that myself for a while. And that's because I for a while I thought Digi was I thought Digi was cooler than most of the other.
I think Digi is
YouTubers.
cooler.
Was
yeah, and that is the problem, is because Digi has the balls to shit on everybody else, right? But the mistake was thinking that Digi was necessarily right about it all. You know, it's just kind of like uh,
I was at least, at the
it's all
very
kind of
least,
cringy to look back
Digi
on.
was more entertaining than the other ones.
Yeah, well, I mentioned this before, but I never got into Digi through anime. It was like, or rather, it was kind of the case, but I just saw like Digi videos pop up on my YouTube feed, and I didn't watch other YouTubers because I didn't like any of them. I thought they were all like lame or boring or cringy. And then I watched like I was like, oh, I've seen this anime YouTuber, but they've got this music recommendations video, and I was like, wait, I like a lot of the same music that this person like a lot of the music that Digi was just throwing out there that they liked for recommendations. Like I really love a lot of these bands. Maybe, you know, maybe I'll appreciate their anime taste too. And it's just like it was at a time where I didn't really have a lot of other people to talk to anime about, right? So that just kind of became a uh a kind of a
Outlet.
catalyst to think about anime through. But I don't know. I felt like my tastes kind of, you know, evolved separately past some point.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of people.
Okay, I want to pull up. I want to like, pull back a bit, uh, because the energy right now is mature people that talking about the modern anime reviewer as it is, but I want to like know specific, I guess, for Rito. Like, did you watch them when you were like way younger, less
Mm.
nuanced, you know?
No,
Like, how
no.
do you
I mean,
start? Like,
not
the
like
avocado
really
days and
young.
Well,
before.
no need, but you make the mistake of assuming that nuance is something you grow into. Even at a young age, Vito was full of nuance.
I mean, I was pretty even like as of like several years ago. I mean, I feel like I'm constantly building on things I know, right? But it's uh like even myself from a year ago in terms of like how I like view not just anime but like media in general or like art in general is like way different. I would, you know, even, you know, even just a year ago I would view my like tastes as like more normie than they are now, right? Like I'm just kind of narrowing myself down. But no, I wasn't like into anime YouTubers when I was really young. Uh and I didn't really have like as a kid kind of there were shows that I watched that I was really into. But I wasn't like a lifelong anime person. It was kind of like later in my like teenage years that started getting back, I guess, back into it. I would revisit shows that I watch as getting like, hey, wait, this is actually pretty good. Or you know, just find then I you know finding new stuff, starting a
Like,
new kind of path, I guess.
what were your sources? Like, like, did you just like Google anime? Because like, okay,
Kind of,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, you go to Yahoo Answers. Which anime are like
no,
Lucky Star? That's what I fuck. That's what I looked up. Like I like anime like Lucky Star, and people would be like, "Oh, you should
Yeah,
watch Haruhi Melancholy Suzumiya." I'm like, okay, I watched
yeah.
that.
And it was kind of stuff like that, but I mean, I as a kid, I had when I would spend a lot of time with my grandparents. When I was with my grandparents, I had unfettered access to television. So I would stay up late at night watching stuff like, you know, I was like a Toonami kid, right? And so a lot of shows that would end up there kind of like stuck in my mind. So like later on when I was like thinking, hey, maybe I should give more anime a try. It's things like you know, Dragon Ball Z, Fooly Cooly came up, and I had a friend who showed me Fooly Cooly when I was in middle school, I think, and so that was like one of like the first, like, uh, like really, I guess like kind of like cooler shows that's not like you know necessarily like shonen, um, like that, but when I was a kid, I remember
Vito, I just like to
watching.
say, you watched Fully Cooley in middle school. I watched Ava in middle school. This is how it happened. This is what happens to people.
Yeah, and well, I thought it was really when I remember the first time I saw it, I thought it was really weird. I was like, "Oh, that's crazy," and then I decided to give it another go, like later on, and I was like, "Wait, this is fucking awesome." Uh,
Fully Cooley is
oh,
awesome. We should
yeah.
get
I mean,
Fully Cooley
it is a great
you were
OVA.
the target demographic.
Yeah,
Exactly the fuck.
I suppose I was. I mean, it hit me really hard because you know, I was kind of like Naota as a young boy, but I suppose a lot of boys are.
I
Uh,
I
the
I
what was I?
consumed that kind of media literally just like 2 years ago. That's like when I
Mm.
watched them when I was like
I
fucking
mean,
19
that's what
to
it's like for a
20.
lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm getting to stuff now that I wish I'd consumed as a kid that I
I
feel
mean,
like is like really important for other. Like, if I have a child, I will try to. I mean, not necessarily force. I don't want them to hate anything, but there's a bunch of stuff that I'm like, this would be amazing for a child to watch, and like the way that it's great for adults as well. But
I think just
uh,
by the fact that you're a little bit younger than me and Rita, Noniba, like the generation gap, even like this happened with my little brother too, where even though he's only 2 years younger than me, like the things he knows about and I grew up with are like completely different than what the things I
yeah,
grew up with. Like I don't know when Rita started watching anime, but I started watching anime like 2000, early 2000s, like when I was in like elementary school, and I was in along the online culture, and like I remember getting recommended stuff about like that was old. But if you got into anime, like when Sword Art Online came out, like that's like the cutoff point.
That was me.
Like no
That
one
was me.
like after that point, no one would recommend a show that was old. Like after like
yeah.
2012, like no one talked about the 2000s because it was like, oh, it's moe. It's like all these girls have huge eyes. It's like garbage. Sword Art Online is the new cool thing. It's like, and
That it is weird
I
how
was
it
in
kind of
that
shifted
prime.
so dramatically.
Like I was in the prime. I was literally like fucking 10 or 11 when Sword Art Online came out. Like when I was like 13, started watching anime. That was like the era I grew up with.
Fuck, I was in like we were in like high school when Sword Art Online came out, right?
maybe
Too?
like ninth
When did
grade,
that come out?
eighth or
Ninth
ninth
grade?
grade,
Yeah, I think it was like what 2012, right?
2012, I think. Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, that was like when I started getting like back into, or like rather, really starting to get into it. But I already had like kind of a groundwork, in my mind for shows that I thought I'd like to watch. Like, uh, I'd watched some Gundam shows as a kid, and not like any of the really, not any of the good ones, mind you. But I remember liking them as a kid, and I liked other robot stuff as well. So I was like, oh, maybe that's just kind of my thing, right? And in a way, it was like I always kind of had a thing for stuff like that. But I ended up revisiting, or rather, just like watching Mobile Suit Gundam, and it became uh, almost instantly one of my favorite things. And it just like was so immensely important to me, even just like as a teenager. And I was like, oh, I really should have paid this more mind when I was a kid. But like I feel like that experience is so different, like what you're saying, like to what kids have now, or rather just like what's in the anime
Like
zeitgeist,
I don't
right?
know
Like
how a kid could get into Gundam nowadays.
it seems kind of impossible.
And like I knew, what was it Build
Iron
Fighters was pretty popular, but like,
Iron
but who
Blooded
was
It was
Orphans.
popular,
but
but
like
like I don't.
who was recommending that to people who like weren't already Gundam fans?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a show that's like fan servicey for like Gundam fans, but it's on like a very cheap level, and the show itself is not good. I have a,
Okay,
I
on
don't
a
know,
zoomer
and
level.
the way people like go about uh is like recommending Gundam in the mainstream is very also kind of very wrong in a lot of ways. Like it's all the cheap shit that I would not recommend people watching. But everyone's like, "Oh no, you got to do this or you got to watch it in like
Watch Gundam Seed.
the chronological like timeline order," or it's like, "Oh, just listen to like you just always start from the beginning." It's simple as that, but not even I did that, which is a problem because like again, I had seen like some of the other stuff as a kid. So I was like, "Oh, I'll just like watch some of this." But there's
I'll give you an answer. I'll give you an answer specifically about Gundam from like other people my age. And here's the thing: the first official Gundam I like fully watched. I was the kid and it was like Gundam Win. It was Iron Blooded Orphans. Most people my age, when I asked him,
Yeah.
"Hey, do you ever heard of
shit.
Gundam?" He just, "Oh, do you mean Iron Blooded Orphans?" Yeah, I watched the Crunchyroll. That's it. That
Yeah,
is
I'm
it.
Blood
I
Orphans
am
was pretty
not like
cool. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, honestly, I'll take. I mean, it's. I think I think that show still gets so many things wrong that make First Gundam very good. But honestly, I'll take that over like Seed or Double O, like some of those just fucking awful
Seed.
shows. But the yeah, Seed,
Gundam
Gundam
Seed.
Seed and Feed.
Yeah.
Um, what was I gonna?
I wanted to
Fuck.
say, you were talking about the Gundam chronological order. This is old news. Like this is like years old news. But I remember when Mother's Basement was saying you could skip JoJo parts. That's
now.
Fucking villain! What a villain!
like I've talked about this before, but I hate making things accessible like unnecessarily. Like you don't need like JoJo doesn't need to be easier to understand. If you don't like the first part of JoJo, like okay, you just don't like, just read it.
Yeah.
Like why are you fucking being dumb? Just read it, things at the
I
beginning.
hated that about Digi too. Did that drive me up a fucking wall? It was like Digi had a. This is like old Digi too. Digi made a whole like I think it was like a blog post and YouTube video about. It was like I watched all of Ranma, so you don't have to. It's like they made the episodes you can skip of Ranma 1/2, and I'm like, well, I don't want to have to skip anything. I guess I just won't watch it.
Yeah,
Like
if
if
there's
you're
like
saying I should skip a bunch of it, which now I want to watch Ranma. Of
Ranma's
course,
good.
'cause
I
love
watched
Rurouni
like
Takahashi.
30 episodes of Ranma. It's pretty good.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
think
you know
watching
who
it,
did-
I think the difference is because when Ranma was coming out, obviously it was like airing like week to week. Like it wasn't. It was so like you download the whole show, watch it back to back. Like it's an episodic like slice of life thing. You're not really supposed to watch it like as a plot thing. So that's why I like I
Yeah.
understand like the reasoning behind wanting to skip episodes, which is like I don't know, maybe just don't binge it. Just like watch it in.
Yeah, I mean, you should watch it at your own pace, and that's something for like I'll say this, Shabes, Caribou-kun, you're better than most. All right, Shabes is better than most.
I was on a
But
podcast.
Shape, yeah, I think
And
that's
I
right. Yeah,
bullied
you
the
did
fuck
on
out
the now defunct content.
Yeah.
But Shabes did the same thing for Urusei Yatsura, which is one of my favorite shows. I love this show. And he's like, here are all my favorite episodes. I guess he didn't say skip them, which is fine, right? But he listed, he's like, here are all my favorite episodes. I'm like, I concur. I think these are all fantastic. Like these are all some of the greatest episodes. But I think that's like selling so many of the other episodes short. It's like maybe like it's a 200 episode show basically. It's like a little shy of 200 episodes, and it's like some maybe like top 50 or something. I don't really remember the video, but it's like a great example of episodes, but like there's so many things that are like worth getting at that aren't explored, and it's mostly just like most YouTubers do this, where it's just mostly kind of like how an anime makes them feel, right? It's just kind of like about the general emotion, like, oh yeah, and I this episode had me feeling some sort of way.
It's less about
When I
like
hear
the actual.
when I hear somebody say feeling some sort of way, it makes me want to put a fucking gun in
Okay,
my mouth. Like,
I agree with you. One, because of bad writers and they don't know how to fucking explain anything. Two, because the most interesting part about an anime is like, oh, you felt what the anime wanted you to feel. Wow, cool. Talk about like the
Amazing.
actual like how like the actual construction of the show, please.
Yeah,
for once.
Why that makes this
This
good.
is why, and nobody was pointing this out to me. I think on the first episode of the show, where like Dunekun videos are always like intentionally always me focusing on like one very specific thing about a show, and like this is why this show is like, oh, how this show does something really good. And I
gotta have a thesis, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what the Vivi episode
and
didn't come out because I just thought it was bad. Anyway,
and I think like that kind of branches into the, or gets into the like bigger problem that I think anime YouTubers have is like I guess like cultural literacy, where you don't like most anime YouTubers are really into like the I guess of course the like Western YouTubers are into the Western perspective of anime, or like they're talking about like, oh yeah, and way, or it's like this dub was great. Like it's talking like dub culture is like a big thing, or like a lot of anime YouTubers are all about dub culture, but there's no like almost never do you really get a lot of conversation about the actual Japanese people who worked and like strive to make a really cool show, right? It's never like it's not common that people mention like actual animators or directors, which is I see someone like
No one
Shabes is a
knows.
little better, because like Shabes I think does understand that to some degree.
I think that's because like one, nobody the Japanese like side of things is like harder to find information on, especially if you don't know Japanese, and it's like a lot easier to make comedic punching down like comedy videos about the dub culture just because it's like an easy.
I think you should try like a little harder
No,
though,
no, no,
right?
no, no,
Like
no,
and
no, 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 no.
especially if you consider yourself a
Because most
quote-unquote
viewers,
professional YouTuber.
most viewers
Most viewers
also
don't care.
don't know about Japanese people, the Japanese side
Yeah,
of
and don't
things.
care.
Yeah, but I think people like trust too much in these YouTubers, right? Like, I mean, how we live in 2021 now, current year 2021, in the year of our Lord. You can machine translate Japanese Wikipedia pages with such ease, with little to no effort is required to copy paste something into Google Translate, and you can get a pretty good idea. That and like other articles, like yeah, I get it. It's a lot more work than most like the average person is interested in, right? Most people don't want to go out of their ways to do this. Like a lot of people put YouTube videos onto the background. It's a lot easier to
Yes.
consume that way.
Mhm.
But to
Yes.
then just assume that you have the full picture, I think is a little naive.
I don't
right?
think
Read
they're
it.
assuming they have the full
Let's pull
picture. I
back.
think they're just like fine with
Yeah.
having it as because people don't even
Exactly.
do that with like American television shows and
That's what I'm gonna
movies.
say. Yeah, Rito. When, for example, in contrast, like movie reviewers or TV shows or cartoons or whatever, like when they speak about like those TV shows and movies and whatever, they like also talk about it in an emotional way what the movie made them feel. There are like so few, if like any, like really good like movie reviewers like hunker down and like talk about like the actual technical cinematography of like a shot, or like why this movie is good. Quotations are great, or like a masterpiece. No one does that. Like even in America, by like American people. So like they're not
I don't
gonna
think
like
it has
make
to be so
no.
specific. I think it can be like I think it just can be pretty simple as like, oh, look at like it doesn't have to be like, oh, look at how they animated this on twos and this on one, like and like taking it frame by frame. Like those videos are cool, right? But it doesn't have to be like, they can be like, oh, look at Heidi is like she's all like bundled up and restricted when she's living her life with her aunt, and as she gets to the mountains she takes her clothes off and like becomes like more free, and that's like visually represented. Like that's I feel like that's like a pretty easy thing to talk about. And I feel like that like people kind of view these YouTubers, I mean, they are tastemakers, right? Like that is what they are, um, or at least what a lot of them try to be. And I think most people just kind of take for granted that like all this information is thrown in front of them and not like really
I
thinking
don't think they take for
whether
granted.
or
I think they're
not.
just dumb. I think they're just idiot people.
I mean, yeah,
I
I mean,
think they're just like
most
90
people
IQ.
are dumb and normies. But I think it's like I think it's a bad way to get into anime, right? I don't think it's
I think there's no
I don't think
helping.
it's very
I
helpful,
don't think there's any
right?
helping. I think dumb people will just always be dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fight, right?
Yeah.
But I would like some greater hope for a bigger understanding, a greater understanding of what you enjoy. I can't say, I can't expect, I think it'd be silly to expect everybody to be like an anime savant, right? But I want everybody to like, I just want more people to like share and talk about things with, right? I like talking about stuff I like, and it's kind of hard when other people can't like
Explain what
I
they
don't know,
actually feel. I used to
they can't
have
explain what
I
they
used to
feel
have the
or just
same argument
view the
with
same general reality.
I lived with a guy for a while who used to watch Super iPad Wolf on the big screen of a like living room television, and I'd be like, and I'd have to like, explain to him like why I don't think anime views are like good, and I'll explain why an anime like we both watch was like bad or like what I had problems with it, and he'd be like, yeah, I don't know, I just kind of like it. I'm like, oh, can you explain why you like it, please, for me? And he's like, nah, I just like it. Okay, fucking, I strangled him.
I mean, I think within every blank-minded anime viewer is a is an anime critic waiting to blossom, right?
I would just
They're just ideas unformed.
I just like
shrouded
to
by
say I like to
flaws.
say my problem was not this is for the audience at home. My problem was not that he disagreed with me on an opinion. My problem was that he couldn't like actually explain himself.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
not
yeah. No,
yeah.
I have this problem with people as well. But like, yeah, what I'm saying is like it sounds like he doesn't have the idea formed, and he doesn't like he's afraid to think about it. Perhaps. I had a conversation like this with one of our mutual friends lately, and we were talking about a manga, and he's like, "Well, I think it looks like Bleach." And I'm like, "Why do you think it looks like Bleach?" And he's like, "Well, what do you say? Why are you coming at me?" And I'm like, "Well, just explain to me. Why do you think it looks like? But just tell me.
People
Use your
crack
words."
under the slightest pressure. It's so
It's like,
fucking.
okay, fine. We're gonna drop this. We're just like, I'm not like. I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I just want you to explain me what you fucking meant. It's like it doesn't have to be so hard.
That was
Yeah.
so
Clearly,
funny.
you had this thought,
That
so
was
like, there's a
funny.
reason you're having this.
They're just like
Uh,
they're just incapable of like going one step beyond like the bare minimum.
Yeah, and it's like I know this, like the potential is there. Like I know it's within them.
I don't
know
think
they're
that's
capable
true.
of it.
I don't think that's true.
I
think some people
I want to believe it's true.
have the
I wanna
lights
believe
on
it's
when no
true.
one's home.
It's just I think most people like don't have like the right either tools or vernacular to express themselves in that way. But I think people just need to be pushed a little. They need to be shown a little, or or at least spend several years or long enough watching YouTubers to understand why they themselves are wrong.
I don't think there's
Um,
any amount of YouTubers you can watch for any amount of time that will make you not like Sword Art Online.
I don't know. I guess we had it too easy, watching Digibro and being able to be like, kind of. I liked that by the time I had lost interest in Digibro, or rather by the time Digi like just was no longer Digi, I had already kind of like grown past Digi and was
Yeah.
not like attached
Like
at
by
all.
the
So it's
time
like,
I made the Digibro is Dead video, I had not watched Digi videos like years.
yeah, it's so, and it became a lot easier to divorce myself from the videos I used to like watch and like. But even then, like, I'm not sure if I liked too many. Like, it's hard to remember like Digi videos that were particularly
All I
beloved.
remember
It's
is
just
the
like,
Asterisk War Suck series, which I rewatched
yeah.
a couple months ago. It's still good. I still think that's a great video. This series.
yeah,
Honestly,
agree.
the thing I liked the most was just having, because I was a fiend who did watch like fucking everything that came out, because like I didn't really know too much, right? And I just liked having somebody who would like sit down and talk about watching everything within a season. But I quickly got pretty tired of that.
Yeah.
That became like
It's time to
pretty
pull off
gross
the mask.
activity.
It's time to smile at the camera and just say, lads, I do watch anime reviews, guys. I do
We know.
watch
Yeah,
some seasonal anime.
we could tell.
I love.
We could tell by the
iPad's
drool dripping down your chin and your half little closed eyes.
Yeah. You recommended me a video from somebody you watched recently, No Need, bro. And
Hazel.
I really couldn't do it. It's like, I mean, it's like an hour-long video, but like every step of the way, I'm just kind of feeling like it's so many of the things that I mentioned earlier that I just kind of have a problem. Like it's all about the Western context of liking anime. Like this Hazel was the person you showed me the video, the
Yes,
bizarre rabbit hole
Hazel.
of direct-to-VH.
You know, we should actually watch that video and then like, or watch a video by them and then like we could actually talk about it on the podcast. Because me and Vito both clicked on it and like skimmed through it. And I'm like, oh, we can immediately tell this is like garbage.
I thought about doing that beforehand. Like I was like, we should watch an anime. We should watch an episode of an anime or like a video from it. I didn't know this was actually going to be about anime YouTubers beforehand. I just kind of picked up on it after I joined the call. But that would have been fun to like watch a video and kind of come in and comment on it and just be like, yeah, this is kind of like here's what's wrong with anime YouTubers. That's going to be the
title. Yeah, that's the title of the video.
Yeah, and you got to make it
my
like
thesis.
you got to make some
my thesis
surprise
taste will be on
face
the
with outline.
Yeah,
they said what?
Gigik's gonna be in the fucking thumbnail of this.
We need to get Shinny to do guest Gigik voices.
I'm good. Can I approve this?
Fucking hire him.
What does Gigik sound like? Oh, I'm fucking Giguk, and I approve this message.
I think you're thinking of the anime man.
Oh,
they're so
They're all the same. They're all the fucking same.
I'm Giguk. I You know what's fun?
Okay,
We were having before
I
we
want to
started
talk
this, we
about
were having a conversation about like being a monk and like austere lifestyles, and I think it's funny. Giguk was a monk at one point. That was like part of Giguk's past. Uh, and I think it was like a really weird. This is a nice segue into some other thing I wanted to talk about with anime YouTubers, but like there was like a weird drama surrounding it because it was something that he kept private, right? And then somebody like stalked his mother on Facebook and found the pictures, and then he had to like make or he didn't have to, but he chose to make a video about it. But there's like a weird cult of personality around these people because they are like people like Gigak are really popular. And they're like
funny.
instead of being like people who are like famous for other reasons, like they're like crusty nerds who became famous, right?
Hmm.
And there's like such a strange um there's like such a strange problem of like weird, because you get like weird autistic people who then like you know uh you stalk them or show up in their house and try to kidnap their girlfriend.
Like Sean.
Like Sean.
Like a prime example.
Spicy Sean.
Literally, he's like one
I
step
mean, but yeah,
away.
like people like Sean become very attached, right?
For some
Like,
fucking reason.
If Sean didn't join
Oh,
from on,
by the way,
it'd have been a fucking different
we have to
path.
explain because this is a different channel. We have a friend named Sean, who's very obsessed with Best Guy Ever. Go watch the Sean Don interview. It's in the link description. Fucking, he's a psycho. He's the Joker.
he's a sicko and a psycho.
Yeah.
He
He's
is
a
the
gamer.
prankster.
He's a gamer, lads.
Yeah.
He's a
He is the
gamer.
gamer lad. That is him.
Okay, I want to talk for a second, like sincerely about like anime YouTubers because
Oh, sincerity, another problem.
shoot it.
No.
Like, okay, I was in the generation I didn't get my anime recommendation to like friends or like Yahoo groups or like Google or whatever. I got my anime recommendation through whatever Glass Reflection was reviewing that fucking week.
Oh no.
Or like, what if he gave like the frosty fucking rating? I had to like 100% watch, obviously, and
Is
like whatever
Frosty
Giga.
like his 10? Is that?
Yeah,
Because
Frosty
it's
is his
frosty in the glass reflection of the window. Get it?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. I see. I never watched Glass Reflection, so I don't know.
certified frosty, as it is.
Years
You
ago,
could just
I thought it
you
was.
could just skip around and see the fucking stamp on the anime, meaning it's obviously not a fucking masterpiece. But like, okay, that's how I was. Like when I started consuming anime when I was like a teenager. That's how I got my recommendation. It was just like through Arcada to like Gigak. When he talked, the main reason I ever like watched Steins Gate was just because of Gigak. I did not like hear that many people talk about the show or anything. He just like made a video. Was like, this is one of the best fucking shows I ever watched. Go fucking do it, nerds. And I did. It was great. But like over the years, there was this gap when I like stopped watching anime YouTube. I was just watching anime for like years until like around the time I like almost graduated high school and then I get back to it. But like when I like rewatch anime reviews, like I watch like old arcade videos I used to like or like iconic videos or whatever, and I'm like, this is just fucking boring, And then I'm like, why did I like it? I cannot explain it in words beyond I guess I just did not know better. Like I was just like, he talks about the show and he kind of like sounds smart. That's it. He literally just sounded smart. And I was like a fucking 13-year-old and I was like, this dude sounds smart. So if he said the show is good, that means a show is good. I too, when someone asks me why the show is good, I will be like, well, Arcade gave it a fucking 10 out of 10. What do you mean?
Yeah, they make it sound like they're an authority on the show, right? Which makes you
They
trust
say
their
things
judgment.
like this, and they have lo-fi hip hop in the background. That makes them sound really smart.
It does. It really does. It's a fucking psychological trick. But like,
It's like a
on
TED
the
Talk.
mirror side. But like, okay, on the mirror side of like, people like, I would say the modern anime like review. Like people like still to this day are like still popular, still like stuff like Gigak, Aperture and stuff. I just think it's because one makes generally appealing, quote unquote, funny videos, which is Gigak, and the other one makes emotional videos. Like the main takeaway from an iPad video is him having some big moral message at the end about how this show like changed his life or like relates to his childhood or like the many million other things. Which I think is like, okay, it's cheap, sure. It's like not the smartest points they could ever make. Yes, I agree, but like it still has its appeal, which is like the mass appeal. Most people do not give a shit to like have the most like smartest or like nuanced take or like actually breaking down a show, like explaining even the media they consume. Most people do not give a shit. Most people just like wanna hear, oh, something is good and they're gonna go watch it. They see like the Netflix, like do you wanna know like just how deep this rabbit hole goes? Is like most like TV shows or anime people I know in real life watch, it's just like whatever pops up on like the Netflix thing with like a 4 or 5 stars. That's it. Just look at the 4 or 5 stars. Like, yeah, this show is good, and this is it. That is their consumption for like the day or the week, and they move on. They never think about it again, and they don't care.
I used to live with a girl who did that. Who she was watching an anime. It was about some fucking Japanese like shamisen koto band or something. And I was like, "Is this show? Do you even like this show?" And she's like, yeah, you know." I was like, "You're on the fucking second season. How do you not have like an opinion on this by now?" She's like, "I'm just watching it." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, don't you have anything better to do with your time?" She's like, "No." Okay. That's what most people they just watch things just to watch things. Like they have
just to kind of
There's
have
literally
something on. Like those kind of people, like if they weren't watching anime, they'd be watching makeup tutorials or fucking.
Or she also watched what the not Red Link, Good Mythical Morning. I think that might be Red Link. I finished. You know, she bought this like Stephen Colbert like Ben and Jerry's ice cream thing.
Fuck.
I was like, "Why did you buy this?" And she was like, "Oh, it was on Good Mythical Morning." So I was like, "Oh, so you fell for like a very obvious ad?" And she's like, "No, they just like tried it for like a funny ice cream episode." I was like, "That was like they just like got paid to do that, right?" Because
Ben and Jerry's is literally in marketing textbooks.
No, and she was like, no. I was like, was Stephen Colbert on the Good Mythical Morning episode? And she's like, well, yeah, but I was like, you're a fucking retard.
That's great.
Just fucking. I don't know if people are mad at me. I don't know if it's Stephen Colbert. It was a celebrity.
Earlier at this, dear viewer episode that you're fucking listening or watching to right now, why are you doing that? It's like, you two mentioned people are dumb and therefore they do this stuff. I just think people have too much fucking time and are just apathetic about consuming media. That is just the simple answer.
I mean, I think the apathy is what keeps them doing dumb things, right? Like I think there's always like I think a lot of these people, even ones who like can't formulate their ideas right, are just people who just don't have the developed sense of like using their words to describe these. Like I think it's everybody's capable of it, right? It's just they haven't been exposed to the things that would make them do that.
I feel like it's you said the apathy leads them to lead dumb things. I think the dumbness leads them to be apathetic about things.
I think it's kind of hand in hand. Like I think the apathy is what results in dumbness. Like it's in some ways though the apathy itself is just kind of dumb. Like why would you be no smart person would truly be apathetic, or I mean I don't know, that's a whole different route. Like I think I do think smart people can be apathetic, but it's like
a different kind of apathetic. I think
I think once if people are comfortable enough, they won't try too hard, right?
Yeah.
I hope you realize. Okay, I'm gonna describe something. I want hear your reactions to it. If I tweet something, I'm like, I'm the king of like trash taste, or like something like that, and then I print a fucking T-shirt, or like be like, oh my god.
If I make a podcast called Trash Taste.
Yeah, okay. That is probably related to the reason it's called Trash Taste, but like everyone like Gigot made a video just talking about like a Ero Manga Sensei, and he was like, God, Ero Manga Sensei is trash and so am I. Now, when you hear that, this is like a weird joke in a video, or like, okay, it's fucking cheesy, whatever. People loved it. People liked it. People like still meme on it to this day. People like bought T-shirts having those fucking words and image he used. Like I'm telling you, people have such low standards of what they quote unquote like. It is unreal.
Honestly, I'll say this now. I think like childhood is thinking Aramanga Sensei is trash. Adulthood is realizing that Aramanga Sensei is a masterwork. I mean,
It is a
I don't know. I don't know about
fucking
master, but I
human
actually think
depravity.
there's some cool things to like about Aramanga Sensei, like from an animation
He
standpoint.
wants
It's
to
pretty
fuck
cool.
his sister. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
the
yeah,
cool thing.
yeah. Well, that's just like the plot of the show, right? That's another thing is like people get like way too caught up in
On the show's premise.
the right, yeah, and the show's premise.
Not even the writing of the show,
or-
just the premise of the show.
Yeah, I mean, well, there are also people that say like, oh, I focus more on the writing. Like I focus more on the. Why are you watching a fucking anime? Like why are you like
Read a book.
surely-
Literally
I mean,
read a
you could
book.
Read a
like
book,
you
yes.
can like things about it. Like I mean
it's
generally
still
like,
anime
people
with
will
good
just kind
writing.
of watch things and like it right, but again, like there are a bunch of things that like people like that they don't really know how to express that they like.
They
And
just
there's,
like they just like the characters when Yusuke-kun looks at a girl's boob and she goes, "Ah yeah," and slaps him. Like, oh, the writing of the show is so fucking good.
like there's plenty of shows.
That's not even a fucking joke. That's how people think.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Like there are plenty of things that are like have dumb premises on like or just like are about things like they're not blood related siblings, but they're basically siblings. And like there's a ton of shit like that, but there's like not everybody who likes Eromanga Sensei likes I don't know, what's another one like that? Kiss X Sis. I don't know. Is that one of those? Oreimo is kind of a weird example because it's by the same person. So
It's Oreimo is like one of the fucking few things in existence I might someday make a video on. I might actually make a no need for a video.
Instead
Just
of
to
editing
talk
videos
about-
for others, you'll finally
Okay, see, yeah, you gonna make a video, Naniba? Would you make a video?
someday.
That'd be
It
funny.
is just so fucking nightmarish to me. Oreimo specifically.
Okay, see, this is the difference between me and Giga. Giga made a video called yeah, Manga Sensei is trash and so am I. I would make Oreimo is based and so am I. Like I make no concessions for my enjoyment of Oreimo. I just think it's good, and I will explain to you why.
Oreimo is back far enough to where I don't remember if it's actually good or not.
It is good.
It's good in all the wrong ways.
No, it's just good.
Like with Eromanga,
No.
I'm gonna make a fucking video about it right now. I don't need about fucking
animation being good. Yeah, see,
Let's
that's how most
go.
Dunekun videos come about, right? Is no need for opens his
we
fucking
talked
mouth
about this, yeah.
and says something.
But that's in
Oh,
the
have you
first
talked about this
episode.
before on Spinning Cube?
In the first episode with the rotating cube zone, it starts with like, yeah, dude, every video you make is just because I fucking say something and you wanna kill me, and then you leave the call. I just make a video the next day, the next month.
Yeah. See, I'm confused. This is rotating cube zone. I'm used to the spinning cube zone.
No.
That's normally where I.
The rotating cube zone was the first one.
Yeah, it is the first one, but I've been so accustomed to the spinning one. This is a whole different animal.
Yeah.
Right.
Spinning is 2D. Rotating is 3D.
We're fucking ascending here. God damn it.
It's a higher plane of existence, of thinking.
I guess how
I don't know.
is
I
that
love
how it works.
Anime reviewers occupy this weird space in my mind, which is I watch like 2 of them, but just because I eat food. That is currently my main consumption of YouTube.com is I eat food, and it's just like launch a video in the background.
I think that's unhealthy. I think you should be able to sit down with your thoughts and like not have a piece of media in front of you at all times.
I just get bored.
I know.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly my point. Your
What?
dopamine receptors are all fucked up. You should be able to sit down and eat a meal without being bored.
I spend enough time staring at the ceiling, contemplating the existence of my life. I think watching a fucking iPad Swole video about Final Fantasy 15 while eating a burrito, you know, is fine.
I think watching a Super Eye Patch video would have spoiled my appetite.
I know that's how we watched it. Like, okay, I think that's relating to that, just like tangentially at least. It's like 3 hour long videos about a certain fucking subject. I feel like they're just so fucking popular because people just like watch them in bursts, then like sit down
No.
and consume it, you know, think about it.
I think
Just
people
like
just turn them on like a movie and just like zone out.
yes, that's just it. That's
And
what they do so fucking well.
yeah, they get the ad money, but like I think most people who make long videos don't need those videos to be as long as they are. I only made a long video because I was just to prove a point that I could make a long video. I do not think that's like my best video by any means, just because it's long.
Dude, if you made like 6 more of those in the span of a couple of months, you would see some differences. You would see some results.
I could get results, but I don't think they'd be good video. Like I refuse to do anything that would help my channel grow.
Well, you gotta start watching good shit, dude. You gotta.
We're gonna watch
You gotta get killed.
86. Dude, you're gonna watch 86.
I don't want to. I don't want to watch
86?
anime.
No. Not.
Did you watch it? Reed, did you
start doing new shit?
Did you watch it?
I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it looks.
Redo, aren't you fucking judging a book by its cover?
Looks too much like Bleach.
I mean, I've watched bits of the show. Like, I don't really know what it's about, but like, I'm like, oh, this is the thing that's popular right now.
It's fine. It's good.
I
give it. I give it that. It's above. It's definitely better than what's the other one we watched, dude? The blue hair one. Yeah, it's definitely better than
Fluorite Eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not hard.
We've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, all this shit is lame though. Like, there hasn't been.
Yeah, what's the cool anime?
There we go.
What's the last time a cool anime came out?
Like, I say like the only new anime that I've enjoyed. Like, I haven't really tried new anime for like a year, really. Maybe like a show here and there, like a funny show with my friends or something. But like, the show that's coming out this season that I actually like, some of it's pretty good. Mushoku Tensei is.
My fucking god! I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
It's got some.
You do not.
It's got great animation. I mean, some of it's a little, funky, but it's like a fun show. I think it's good.
You care about the fucking visual presentation of the show way more than I ever do.
That's like the cool part, right? That's always the cool part.
Not for me, at least.
Okay. I mean,
dude,
why are you watching anime then? It's anime.
Yeah.
It's animation.
No,
you can like other things in anime aside from just the animation.
Yeah, but not caring about it.
Has to be a certain way.
I think it's one of the most important parts. Like, I often think about voice acting or just like sound effects or music too.
Because
like,
it's not my aesthetic.
If you want good words, read a book. If you want,
I'm reading a book.
If you want good pictures, read a comic.
Novel, right? Like, it's an adaptation. Which Nebra also hates.
But the light novels are awful.
Yeah, I fucking hate
light novels because they're written for teenagers, and it really
they're overly
verbose in like a really like
and retarded,
kind of cringy way. Like, yeah, the dialogue is always just fucked.
Retarded.
The dialogue's fucked, and the prose is amateurish. I tried to read the Danmachi light novels, and it's like reading a little like a magic treehouse fucking book. It's like, what the
dude,
oh my god,
it is light novels. Okay, I don't know if any of you fucking heard. If you just type in into Google best light novel, just like highest rated, or just go into sites, you're gonna see this novel called like Maria no Zero, like Maria of like the nothingness or whatever the fuck. And I read all of them. It's like 4 fucking light novels. And I'm like, and people, if you go on forums, not just like reddit.com or like whatever, if you go like in the deep forums of like people talk about this, is like, holy shit, this is like big brain, this is like, the cream of the crop. And I'm like, this is just retarded. If this is like the top thing, you have to be like, okay, this is sort of, magnum opus right here. Then what the fuck about everything else? Everything else is just fucked.
I think light novels, from what little I've experienced of light novels, and what I definitely know about like their adaptations, is that It's not very. I mean, they'll do this, but not all of them do this. A lot of them do this, but um, to like a in kind of a wrong way, and that's like, I think good writing is willing to like make your characters have shitty elements, or like willing to have a character, not be perfect in every way, and there's usually like a cop out. It's like, oh well, he's not so good at this, but it's like really it doesn't matter at all. Or like, oh well, he's got like kind of a rotten attitude whenever somebody. It's like, but that's only when somebody insults his friends, right? He's so virtuous, and it's never like, I mean, like I said before, though, they're not like written for adults, right? It's just kind of like, uh, it's just kind of very childish writing. But I think books for kids and books for teenagers should have good writing. I think it's a problem. Like the when the writing industry in every way, like I think started encouraging like bad writers to write for children. I think that was kind of the end of everything. That was just the I mean, writing will go on, of course. It's not like writing's over, but it's just I think that like, oh yeah, when you relegate bad writing to stuff that's for kids, I think that
I think
kind of
it's.
ruins the stuff that's already
I
like
think it
good.
is bad, but I think like it just happens to be simpler, like under like clear cut, bad guys, good guys kind of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be complex. I just don't think that like bad writing, like when like,
Like,
oh yeah, he's not good enough for. Uh,
yeah,
I guess it doesn't. It's
Okay.
not so simple. I guess of course,
I
like
want to talk
there's
about
certain
since we're
things you
talking
need to
about.
consider writing for like an adult
I'm gonna
audience.
I'm gonna take from writing for children to go into shonen manga. A character like Goku. I'm gonna talk
Okay,
about
it's
Dragon
just
Ball
that
Z.
I
Like
have books.
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay,
Goku.
can you hold?
Goku. Wait, what?
Can you please just hold that? I want to just like pivot to like just a point about just writing in general. It's just real fucking short. Okay, as someone who's just like started reading like fucking novels by like old people who like had lives or like were practicing the craft for like years on end. Like I read like fantasy books or like sci-fi or like just like a general like talking about like a certain subject books, and I'm like the quality, it is indescribable of like someone who spent like his entire like years of life just like actual like professional writers with like fully like blown editors who like, hey, don't do this, don't do that, and then like just the difference, the general's like titanic difference in quality is fucking insane between like these weird Japanese like uh high school dropouts, fucking college students who just write all these light novels, inexplicably gets popular and then it gets made into a show. The fucking difference is huge. It's insane. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, I think well, I think some people like have a way of doing things that will in some cases lend itself to just kind of being pop, because like there's some things that I think people will look at and think is good but aren't like do not necessarily like equal like skill or something that I would consider good. Um like there are just a lot of like normos out there that kind of look at uh drawings with lots of lines and assume, or just like that's like their definition of like, look at all the lines, that makes it good, right? um and there's so many people just kind of blown away by stuff like that, that that people kind of consider good, and kind of the way you're talking about it, like I like they're, yeah, I mean there are like lots of like shitty people who like aren't like professional artists, but there are countless more I think that like have some level of prestige, and more so, I guess, more so in the West than in like Japan. But
Speaking of prestige, there's things that are prestigious like old classic movies and classic like Citizen Kane, like classic pieces of like literature. But then there's the things that copy that, like the superficial aspects of that. You find this in anime, like
yeah,
people like doing like Gynax poses or something. Ava Evans's like shooting on film is like a thing, like a artsy thing to do. It's like, oh, this movie was shot on film. That's like, it's like smart and cool. It's like, well, no, shooting on film or digital has nothing to do with the quality of the movie, or method acting. like, oh, this character. I remember there's this movie called, I forget what it was called. It had Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and he was like, oh, he actually ate fucking raw meat for this scene. It's like, okay, well, I still don't like the movie. Well,
Yeah.
so it's like all these like other things, aspects beyond the actual quality of the show that people like to ascribe quality onto. It's like people can method act all day, but the movie's still bad. The movie's still bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're gimmicks, right? And
Yeah.
that's what almost always gets people is some people just are like, you know, captured by stuff like that, and that is enough for most people.
Oh, but this also goes to my point about Goku, because I want to talk about Dragon Ball Z in every episode of the Rotating Cube Zone because I love Dragon Ball Z. Goku being like we can all agree that Goku is like the prototypical shonen battle protagonist, right?
He's the Monkey King. He's just the Monkey King, yeah.
Yeah, Goku. I mean, in a lot of, because like, you know, like Goku from Dragon Ball is like a very, I don't know. I feel like honestly, to me, Toriyama has like a very special flavor to like a lot of like.
Toriyama is like hilarious. Toriyama's like the Mr. Magoo of writers, in that he fucks up constantly, but it somehow turns out to be the best thing ever written. Like he has no idea what he's doing.
If you go back, okay, one recommendation to like the random viewer who might actually listen to, just go fucking read Dragon Ball. It is way better than people give it credit for. Like
Dragon Ball's really fucking good. I think people don't give like people, and this is also a part of the like Western narrative thing I was talking about with anime YouTubers. Like most of them will talk about Dragon Ball Z, but most like a ton of people in the West just start with Dragon Ball Z and they don't watch Dragon Ball.
Because Dragon Ball aired after Dragon Ball Z in America.
Yeah, because they didn't start. Yeah, they started with airing, and it's mostly just like what they've been shown. But like that's when the Western anime canon starts. Like oh, you know, the classic anime like Dragon Ball Z and Cowboy Bebop, and like well what about the
Akira's
the stuff that came before that?
Ninja Scroll.
Yeah, Ninja Scroll. I mean, it's like anime started in the 90s to so many people, and it's just missing some of the most important stuff that's out there.
I mean, besides like robot shows, like I mean that's just like a product of, you know, that's just when it got localized. I don't think that's like really anyone's fault though. You know.
I mean, it's not. I guess it's not really anybody's fault, but it continues to be a problem despite like now everything being, you know, on the internet, is that people are still like, you know, people are still getting in through Dragon Ball Z.
But I feel like even in the anime and Japanese Western, like they view like Osamu Tezuka and like early Gundam as like the same way we view like Singing in the Rain and like old Hollywood classic Westerns.
No.
You don't think so?
No. Tezuka to some people maybe, and like a lot of like, you know, again, the average person in Japan has like, you know, the you know, I imagine they don't watch like fucking that like everything like I do, but I think the perspective, especially like Gundam came out in '79, like that's not like that old in comparison to like a lot of Tezuka stuff, where I like a lot of people like especially animators, but I guess the point is like most people, right? But like Gundam was like a very important show, and a lot of people will at least like recognize it visually.
Well, yeah, the same way people
very strongly. But I mean, and like a lot of people will just watch whatever is like on when they're growing up. But like most people know. You know, most people know Dragon Ball, and most people have like an understanding of what Dragon Ball is.
That's like
before they
popular.
start Dragon Ball Z, right? Like I don't know how many Japanese people like think to just start on Dragon Ball Z, right? Like that's like a go-to. My point is like that's like, oh, what I should just start watching anime. What should I watch? Oh, I know Dragon Ball Z is a popular show.
I don't think a Western person would start with Dragon Ball Z either.
They do. A ton of them do.
Not anymore.
I don't know. I don't really hear about new people. I hear about new people who are like, oh yeah, I'm kind of nerdy. I like Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, people like Dragon Ball Z because it's on Toonami.
Well, again, yeah, it was what was shown to them, but I think people like it still sticks I think it still sticks in the mind
Yes,
of
based.
the Westerner.
Cool.
I mean, it's
Do you
cool,
wanna
but
know?
it's not. I don't think it's as cool as Dragon Ball. I think
Well, Dragon Ball. You know what? Dragon Ball wasn't on Toonami when they were kids, so they just don't know about it. They just didn't watch it.
yeah, but now, like, I'm saying, like, the people starting now, like, I don't think people are
starting
even doing
now are
that
not even
now.
watching Dragon Ball Z. They hear,
Yeah.
oh, Dragon Ball Z, that's the one with they power up for 10 episodes,
Read them.
right?
No, but there are people who do go and just watch Dragon Ball Z still. And this
Okay,
applies to other things. Like,
here's the zeitgeist.
I
The current
want to say before
zeitgeist
we
is
get
literally
into like
Boruto.
Osamu Tezuka's, or not Tezuka, fucking Toriyama's based, right? Toriyama, like, and again, like, people know Dragon Ball really well, but like, Arale is also really fucking cool. And people don't. I mean, I guess like most people don't.
It just
Most
wasn't as
people just
popular.
watch anime and they won't they won't go read the manga for Arale, which does have an anime, but I don't think it's like translated.
What was your
But
point?
as you were
What
saying,
was your fucking point? That
My
people
point?
don't
Okay.
like the anime you
yeah,
like?
those people just don't know. They don't know.
I mean, I agree,
Like,
they don't know.
like Dragon Ball Z is like kind of ubiquitous when it comes to like mention when you go to like a random hoe on the street and say, hey, you know anime, and they're like, yeah, it's like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, right?
Who would imagine they'd say the most popular shows? Like, who could imagine that?
Yeah, but I'd say like Dragon Ball Z should like
Dragon Ball
you
Z
should
is
just
more
say-
popular than Dragon Ball.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
It's cooler than Dragon Ball.
I don't know.
No, it is cooler. Like, just on a visual, like the
Cooler,
yes.
cooler is in like a
Like in a dude, like in a frat bro way.
and like a dudely dude sort of like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. It is. I mean, it is
Yes.
cool. Like Dragon Ball Z
I
is
would,
really
like,
fucking
Dragon
cool.
Ball has probably
I'll say
better
that.
storytelling, like, but like Dragon
It
Ball
is.
Z, you watch Dragon Ball
I mean,
Z,
I just
they
like-
don't make Dragon Ball AMVs to Linkin Park. They make Dragon Ball Z AMVs to Linkin Park.
Well, yeah, because it's like
It's cool
more,
action
It's more
scenes.
visceral. It's more more
Yeah,
action
it's
oriented,
got
more fight,
muscle
like,
adult
more, like,
dudes. It doesn't have little kids. It has cool adult men beating each other up.
But,
It's awesome.
but
And fucking
Dragon Ball has
shouting.
kids beating each other up.
No,
and
but
kids beating
it's
adults
not-
up.
but it's-
And kids
that's- I
beating
mean, that-
big
It's not
monsters
cool.
up.
That's cringe.
Like,
No,
and
no,
it
see, the
loses,
problem is
it
that,
loses
like-
some of the fun spirit of Dragon.
That
Dragon
is
Ball Z loses
true.
some of the fun spirit of Dragon Ball.
But like, you look at
Which
Dragon
is
Ball,
like-
if you pull up a screenshot of Dragon Ball, Goku looks like a fucking little po boy. But you pull up a screenshot of Dragon Ball Z, he looks like a fucking jacked monster, and it's awesome. But that,
Yeah,
no, I'm
I
saying
mean,
I'm saying this as like
that's
as
just
a,
all part of Dragon Ball, right?
But,
like,
but
it's all
modern
just-
anime
it's all
has
just one
found the
manga.
middle ground of like having like an edgy teenager, and that's why everything is about edgy teenagers
I
now.
think like the split is kind of like what's weird because like
Because you have to make him relate. Because Kid Goku is definitely more relatable to a kid, but he's not as cool as adult Goku.
I mean even just like the title split, like most people, like I think that the thing I was trying to get at is like most people in Japan, I think just kind of look at Dragon Ball as like one whole product, right?
yeah, because it is a one whole product over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dragon Ball Z is still a different like show technically, but
Yeah,
like
it's the same manga.
there's a better understanding that it comes, from
that it
Dragon
started.
Ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that it's all it's all part of the same.
because it was
I-
part of the same manga.
Yeah,
I
that's
hope,
not-
lads, I hope you fucking realize there are like people right now who watch Boruto and never watch Naruto.
Yeah,
At
it's
all.
the same problem. It's the same fucking problem.
It's
Honestly,
Naruto's,
I don't know if
Boruto's
it's
dad.
insane.
Boruto's dad.
It seems even weirder to me that people would just start with Boruto, considering that like nobody watches Toonami. Like the only people who watch Toonami anymore are just like, the soulless dregs
Kids.
who still
No,
have television.
it's still kids. I mean,
It's the kids.
I see
Kids who will
Yeah.
grow up.
I see kids at the
Yeah.
library still getting manga instead of reading online. So
I think I saw this on Twitter and it was like, it was talking about like there's like a show on Cartoon Network or something that was getting canceled, and they're like, yeah, people just don't understand it. We've been like, we were talking to the producers and we were saying that like Mugen Train is one of the best anime to come out in years, and yet they wouldn't put it on Toonami, and it's like, well, I feel like you're like, yeah, they just won't listen to our obviously like correct view. Like I feel like you're kind of missing something here. Like
I mean, Gundam Wing was on Toonami.
Popular shit.
Gundam Wing wasn't
Well-
too nice, and that's the problem. That's why people like a lot of the shitty Gundam shows in the West. Is that like
Because they're
that
popular.
first Gundam didn't even get I don't even think it got a full broadcast in the U.S. Like I think they didn't even finish it if I remember correctly.
I mean, the
I mean,
people.
I certainly didn't watch it as a kid. I watched like actually don't remember which one I watched as a kid. I was either Gundam Wing or 8th MS Team,
Win.
but either way,
It's
like
Win. I
I
think
mean,
it's
well, I
Win.
mean, both of the like several Gundam shows aired. I just don't remember which one exactly that I saw. I mean, because like I was a
It's
kid, I was just a like I was a small kid who liked robots, and I thought it was really cool. And that's like to kids, that really is like a lot of what
the end
makes
all be
or breaks
all.
it, right? But I think like you know, I don't think the bar should be lowered just for like I think you should hide. I think it's more based
I think the
to
problem is
hide
that
really cool things behind the veneer of like a children's show, right?
I
Not
don't.
even I don't even think Gundam is necessarily a children's show, but
It is not.
I think that's
they
the
tried
problem
to
is that like the people who make the lineups for Toonami aren't trying to pick what's good. They're trying to pick what's popular and will get people to watch
well, yeah,
the
they are,
channel.
but like Duke DeMarco considers himself like I think he's like the producer for Toonami, or he's like the face of Toonami. Anyway, he considers himself like a tastemaker, right? Or
But
he
he's
like
still at
I
the whims of the corporation.
I mean, he's like that's what his like job. I think part of his job is like probing the fans for like what they want, and they do. I would say Toonami more than like other TV lineups does kind of respond to their you know to their constituents a little more. Like you do see like, hey, we heard this from the fans. We know you guys want this, so we're gonna put it up there.
Well, I
And so
imagine the
every
fans, if it's a popularity contest, the fans are choosing what's popular. They're not picking
well,
fucking.
it's not just like it's like sometimes they'll throw like something
It's gonna
old
be.
on. Um like I don't remember if this was exactly a result of that, but like in I think it was in like 2018 they put Outlaw Star back on Toonami.
Well, yeah.
Um which was cool to see that them put that back up there, but uh
What we
yeah, I
take to
don't know.
get.
It's just yeah.
Popular. Okay, the safe, most appealing content to like the masses will always just be the most fucking popular. It is
Oh
the
yeah, of
same with
course.
anime, the same with YouTubers. That's just it. The most middle of
Yeah.
the road. Who gives a fuck?
But I think as soon as you start holding yourself to a higher standard, you should like, you should be looking for something a little more, right? Not just like being the being the smartest or like the most well-versed DBZ fan is like being king of the nerds, right? What
Respectfully
uh,
disagree.
well, I mean, DBZ is cool. I don't know if it's fair to say.
DBZ
I
is
mean,
the
I
coolest thing
guess that's not
ever.
really what I'm trying to say.
I know
Like,
what
I'm
you
bad at
mean.
wording this
I was
here,
just
but
joking.
I think like being like a big Toonami fan and just calling it good there is like kind of you're kind of limiting yourself. I feel like you owe it to yourself, and anybody who considers themselves like an anime fan, owes it to themselves to like really get out there and like watch something cool. It doesn't mean you have to like study the greats, but like there's so much more than like beyond what's new, and trying to get people to watch stuff that's like older is really a hard part. Like I mean, just trying to get my friends to download an anime to watch. And like, can we stream it through Discord? Can we like shut up, sit down,
Oh
shut up, and
no,
download this
no.
fucking file?
That
All right.
is that is not that is not a fucking hell. I'm willing to fucking die on, Rito. You're not gonna somehow subvert our goodwill into making this retarded point.
It's not a
No,
subversion. We're
no,
not trying to
no.
subvert anything.
I agree
I'm
with
just
Vito. I was watching anime with a friend, and we were watching it on Crunchyroll, and there was ads, and I was like, "This is retarded. I'll just
Oh,
download
they
it
don't
for
even
you."
have. Well, I guess I can't decide what's worse is having ads
What's
on
what?
Crunchyroll or
I think it was
paying
on
for a
fucking
Crunchyroll
Amazon or
subscription.
something. It was on some streaming site,
Yeah.
obviously. But it was like, why would you sit through ads? You know, I can download it for you.
We
I will
don't
do
do
it. I'll do
ads
it.
And they
though.
all have
We
like
don't do
this is
ads.
another fucking problem is that all those streaming services don't even have like good quality. First of all, you're streaming, so you're already like limiting yourself. And second of all, they don't even
Okay,
have good quality versions of the shows
Rita, here
up on
is
their streaming services. The subs are fucked. For
here
a
is
lot of shows,
honestly
especially like older shows, like the versions of the shows they're displaying are fucked. Like
okay,
Hulu
but
has a completely like awful version of Sailor Moon, where sometimes like you just hear the voice lines echo, and sometimes like there's just like a lot of static, and sometimes there's like a literally like a noise that you it's like a high pitched humming. It's in the background that you can't get rid of. It's like awful to listen to. This like I'll reiterate it again. The subs are awful on so many of those, on Crunchyroll, on Hulu, on Amazon, on wherever you can stream fucking anime. If there's a problem with the subs, you cannot fix it. It's just there. It's just like that. So if like the subs are 5 seconds off, or if it's the subs for the wrong episode, you just have to trust that they'll fix it eventually, which a lot of the times they don't.
Also, the subs will just be bad because they try to do it like as fast as possible.
Well,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
or they're
2
using like
hours.
old. They're just a lot of the times they don't even do this. I mean, they'll do subs if it's like for a newer show that they're doing simulcasts of, but for like older shows, they'll just take subs that some other dude in his fucking basement made in the 90s. Like a lot of people still use old ass like a lot. If you go on, I mean, if you go on Nya, or like, you know, or if you have like Anime Bites or something like that, like you can, Anime Bites usually has like really good or like well catered content. And yeah, you can normally find pretty good rips. There's going to be a sea of stuff, but if you're looking for like bad rips or with bad subs, you can find them. You can easily fucking find like just like fucking awful quality. And like that's how it just it gives me conniptions to think that like that's how so many people are watching not even anime in general, just like shows that I like, and then they're like, oh yeah, I've seen this, and they'll like, you know, they'll like show me screenshots or something. Like, what, you watched it like
It's
this? You watched it? It's not even just like, oh, you watched it in 720p and I watched it in 1080p. It's like, no, you watched it with like uh like you watched it in the worst fucking quality imaginable. It's like all fucking fuzzy. You can't hear anything. It's like, I know there's a better quality version that exists. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to watch the bootleg American VHS tape just because that's how they watched it when the show came out.
I'm gonna fucking
Some
defend.
people. No, I get it.
I'm
Like
gonna fucking
I get if
defend
that's like
the
your
chat.
thing. I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
defend
silly,
the
but
chat Discord watchers right here, right now. I'm not gonna let them fucking be what's the word? Fucking word I'm looking for. Slandered, yes. I'm gonna like let them be fucking slandered by you, Rido, and your mystical
no.
fucking
I've
mouths.
had conversations with them about it. It's whatever. I mean, who care?
It
Who
shows you
cares
don't
if they
care about
watch?
them.
Who cares if they watch a shitty VHS rip of Lane if they've already seen the show in like regular
It's
quality
aesthetic,
a million
Vito.
fucking
It's
times? If they
aesthetic.
literally, if they literally watch Lane every time they join a voice call, um, what's the what's the
I
harm?
think for most shows, I would agree with you, except for Dragon Ball Z
Retarded
and
shows.
Lane. Because I own
And
Dragon
fucking
Ball
high
Z. I
school
still,
DG.
I have in my attic. I still have I have a collection of Dragon Ball Z VHS tapes, which are the optimal way to watch it.
I mean, that is fun. That is fun. Like, I don't think it's like awful if you watch it that way. I just think, you
You
know,
know, actually,
well, one,
if
you
you're
don't really have
watching for the
options,
if you're
especially if
watching for
it's
the
like
first time, then I guess there's really no reason to do
the
it.
dub. Like, I would I would prefer to have you know, I prefer to have options at least, or at least,
Yeah,
you know, I prefer to watch the Japanese.
it's a fun, neat
Um,
thing that throw on in the background. The
yeah,
VHS
with
version of Lane.
Lane, honestly, it kind of kills me because Lane's a, you know, a pretty nice looking show. I would I would hate to see it limited by, you know, watching an intentionally bad version with like scan lines
But
and,
it's
you
aesthetic,
know,
Vito. It's
and
aesthetic.
burn-ins. It's aesthetic, I guess, but you know, at least, you know,
Also,
at least it's not like, you know, retroactively putting
Yeah,
fake scan lines
that's why I'm
in
okay
noise
with it.
over.
Is that because it's like the actual VHS tape? It's not like a filter you put on Premiere.
On the inverse end of on the opposite end of the spectrum is that like you can have people who like make really high quality rips, but they denoise it, so they take like the film grain or just like the grain off of the out of each frame of the
Yeah,
show
don't
and
do
try to
that.
make it look crisp and clean, but it's like, ah,
No, you
no, no,
gotta.
no, you're ruining it. You're ruining
What if
it.
I just
Ah, it looks.
what if we instead of what if we take the 60 FPS 60 fuck just made it 60 FPS just upscale, you know, just add some
that
frames
is
that weren't there.
okay. Okay,
you know,
that is
it's funny.
retarded.
I
I
tried
still don't get that.
I tried yeah, I don't it's wrong. I think that is also very wrong. I remember I tried
It's just wrong.
It's unnatural.
it's just
Not as
wrong
God
because it's like
intended.
they weren't there to begin with, and you're adding like you're
It's
making
not
it
how
look
animation works.
like it
That
kind of
is
looks
literally
weird. It
not
kind
how
of looks
animation
weird.
works.
But I set up when I built my new PC, right, I took my old one and I decided to use it for a home theater PC. So I just hooked it up to my TV, um, my big TV that's in my living room. And it's a pretty nice Sony TV. And I started the first few things I watched, I was like, what the fuck? Why is this I couldn't figure it out. I was like, why is this so like I know they didn't make this in like 60 FPS, like unless I'm wrong. Like I thought this is weird. Like why are only like the backgrounds moving at like 60 F this is so bizarre. And it's like my TV has a function where it will interpolate frames, or it'll add frames on its own to smooth out
Right.
animation. And it's like a setting I had to turn off. Like it automatically does that to shows. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I know.
That is just retarded. That is okay.
I'm glad you see it that way, no need, bro. I'm glad.
From the most like basic technical level, like that's not how animation works. Animation is like all about timing and precision, not about
Yeah.
fucking having more frames.
No, we need
Yes,
as many
yes,
frames
yes.
as possible. More frames means a better show.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like video game. I think the gamer mentality has ruined so many other things, right? Oh, dude, I gotta get my FPS super high, bro. I gotta get my gaming rig for anime.
60 FPS, Jesus
Real
Christ.
fucking gamer mode.
I'm gonna overclock School Rumble on my gaming PC.
My anime is overclocked. I got my water cooled Lucky Star.
Fucking
Holy
chroma
shit.
keyed.
So yeah,
Chroma key. The chroma keying stuff is schizo because then it'll just look for. We're not making AMVs here, right? We're not just trying to layer stuff. Like it just looks fucked when it's like you're like if you're Digibro, you know, and you decide to take the color black and just have some video game playing in the background behind your eyes.
What?
I don't back on the topic of anime YouTubers, I don't like because we're like in the general cultivated area of interest, right? Of the Digi fandom, right? We encounter people who suffered from being Digi fans on the reg, right? That's a pretty normal thing, and the symptoms vary.
Oh, we could have
From
fucking got Digi on this episode. I probably should ask them.
no, maybe yeah. That'd be
Fuck.
that'd be a good guess.
Fuck. Maybe next
Yeah,
time.
well,
Fuck.
maybe for
God
anime
damn it! I
YouTubers.
should have done that.
Get Digi, get Shabes, get Nate. It'll be like content. Rejoin.
God damn it! That was a good idea. Maybe next episode.
Well, yeah. Well, there's opportunity for later, but I love how you see like a varying array of symptoms from like, oh, I wear lounge pants everywhere I go, to like I'm
transgender. Yeah.
I've got to I'm transgender and have a phimosis cock, and I love telling everybody about my excess foreskin, or just like pretending like you know about anime. That's like another that's another. I mean, it's clear that like even after people give up watching on anime YouTubers, like a connection like that has like permanently scarred the minds of
a
the
generation.
victims, whether they like to admit it or not. You know, some people will continue to talk about best guy ever, even if it's spitefully, till the day they die.
I remember being like 19 and wanting to wear like a bathrobe and like weird sunglasses, and then I like I got a regular job and started wearing like good clothes that like looked good, and I was like, oh yeah. Why the fuck was I doing that weird shit?
After seeing Digi videos, I kind of felt the opposite. Like I was like, I should really like look sharper. I should really it was the whole package that really kind of got me. But
Which is strange because you love weed, and drinking.
Yeah, but tastefully, of course. I'm a I don't
Oh yeah,
drink to get
tastefully.
drunk.
Pull up the
I'm a
Donkey Kong stream. Pull up the
Oh no, don't watch it, don't watch it. Embarrassing.
Jamie, pull up this guy's balls.
Oh god. Yeah, well,
You're
we can all
fucking
have fun every
insane.
now and then.
It's vivid. The fucking Donkey Kong stream is such a vivid
You say
memory
it's
for me.
vivid, it's very blurry to me.
Yeah. I
I
remember very little of it.
fucking
It's not
falling
even the
asleep.
Donkey Kong stream.
No, it's me being
Okay,
bad at Donkey Kong Country too, and then us doing Kecker cringe for the last like 2 minutes. Honestly, that's the most shameful thing. Is like I know
imagine-
I've beaten Donkey Kong Country too. Like I played that as a kid, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I can fucking play it. I'm like, I'm not in a state to play.
You were
Donkey Kong.
distressed.
I could not remember which button was to jump and which button was to like attack.
It's 2 buttons.
It's 2 buttons, and I kept because it's like I played that on a Game Boy, right? Not on a keyboard. So I kept like, oh wait, which because like the keys are right next to each other, right? But like on a Game Boy, they're like slanted, so it's in your mind you kind of separate them a little easier. I have no excuses really. I was just bad. That's just how it was.
I don't think you're just like fucking drunk and high.
I was hitting my dab pen like all day.
Yeah,
day.
and like we were doing that for hours, and we were drinking. What were we drinking?
It's
Like rum?
We were drinking rum and like mixers that we bought at the liquor
Yeah.
store.
That was fun.
I need to
Yeah.
mention
Do it
this
again, we'll do it
on
again.
every
Yeah.
fucking. I need to mention this on every podcast, like or every internet gathering I get into, and we mentioned the Donkey Kong stream. Is after the Donkey Kong stream, and you stopped like streaming on the channel, but still like streamed like on the fucking Discord, and I just joined like an hour or two after the stream just ended. And it's just like silence. And it's just like the 3 of you laying next to each other staring at the fucking ceiling. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And I'm like,
I think
hey.
Dune and I
hi.
were both like zonked out. Like I remember being conscious, and I think hearing your voice. I'm like, oh, somebody should
Yes,
probably do
because
something
it's dead.
about that.
Because
It's
it's
too bad
dead.
it's not gonna be me.
I know you were conscious. I know you were conscious because like Dune would like just move his hand just like randomly on front of his face while he's just laying around, and I'm just like I sat there for like a minute or two, and then I said like what the fuck is going on? And then he just like jumps, and he's like, what the fuck? Fuck you, no need, bro. And just like runs to the computer and just disconnect.
Yeah, that was my favorite part
I
about
don't
being
remember that.
wasted, was like joining the voice call, and everybody's like in the call for like a meeting, and that I'm just like fucking dabbing on them like they can't hear me when they can obviously hear me. I'm like, this fucking
Just
Zach
talking
guy.
over them.
Who does he think he is?
Yeah.
No, there's good times, fucking great times.
Yeah, good times in the old redacted podcast.
If anime YouTubers can unite a group of people like us, maybe they aren't so bad after all.
Maybe they are.
Yeah,
because we've cut out most of them to do this podcast.
Yep. Well, our other friends, yeah, that's
yeah.
Well, this is a
it's
more
not even
intimate
about
setting,
anime anymore,
right?
honestly.
This isn't about
It was a sidetrack.
the clusterfuck that is the pronoun, right? This is about
No, you can't
this is
say
about
that name.
real
It's legal.
taste. Oh, right. Sorry. The you bleep that out.
Yeah, I'll bleep it out. I never got to my fucking point about Goku. It's not even relevant anymore.
Go.
Good.
Because we were talking about like copying stuff, and I was like, my point was about how Goku was like a good, actually like relevant character that people have, in their fucking ignorance, like reduced to this like one-dimensional muscle head.
He's not.
He's not. But
He's not.
But like when you look at Goku's like copycats, like Naruto and like Luffy, and they're different. They have their like shonen heroes as a protagonist staple. It's like they've completely removed everything cool about Goku. Like what make the specifics of what make Goku Goku, or like are trying to be imitated. But like, oh, he's like he like loves fighting, and he's like is like kind of dumb. He loves eating. It's like those specific aspects about Goku's character were very like informed by like the world around him and his like background. He's not just like a guy who liked eating.
I feel like even over the course of Dragon Ball Z,
Like-
those things kind of
Like
got lost.
they never understood. Like every time you see a character like a teen, he eats a lot because he's a fucking martial artist. Like that at the very least, understand that, please. Like that is why he eats a lot.
I feel like there's like shonen protagonists over time got like noticeably like more kind of like weak, kind of like aside from their powers, they are otherwise like kind of feeble, right? Or they just have like they're it's like the same list of problems. Like they don't have parents, or nobody likes them aside from like a couple people, or they've got some sort of chip on their shoulder. They need to
I
I
need
don't
to.
think Goku was never like any of those things, right? Except for maybe the not having, parents.
Well, Goku's like
Goku had like a guardian though too.
yeah,
It's like
he was raised by. I mean, his uncle died.
he had like a child. He had like a childhood, and Goku. Yeah, Goku is like a lot of things that other, shonen protagonists.
He's not
are.
edgy.
I think, yeah,
He's not like
I think Luffy makes like a great protagonist in that way too. But like the character,
I shit on One Piece a lot. One Piece is good. Just don't get mad at me. Okay, I like One Piece. It's not as good as Dragon Ball Z.
I like
I mean, it's all
what a
whatever.
fucking
Right? Like, it's
controversial
not like
opinion.
it's not like talking shit about any one of these things is going to destroy the egos, or rather,
Oh,
if
it
it
will.
does, like, if it does, your priorities are a little misplaced. I think.
all these guys have is One Piece, Vito. You don't understand. They devoted their lives
Well,
to
yeah,
learning
that's what I'm
everything
saying.
about
You
One
need to
Piece.
branch out. I think there are things that would appeal to people more genuinely if they just really went out and find them.
I think that's true.
I still think Gigak is the best anime YouTuber.
No, Naneed, what you think? You think Matt Pat's the best YouTuber? Your opinion means nothing.
Got you there.
I don't think MatPat is the best YouTuber.
Who do you think is the best YouTuber then?
Okay, like actual opinion. I like from the anime side. I really just like Hazel way more than literally anyone else.
Okay,
Like,
we actually
that
have
is
to
just a
watch
fact.
Hazel. Pull up a short Hazel video.
Okay.
We'll take a 5 minute. We'll take a fucking.
Short
We
one.
should watch it.
They
We should
make
watch a
short
video.
videos.
Okay.
While you do
Like
that,
top YouTubers, I would say. Okay, like top YouTubers, I would say like I really like Hazel, and I like Lemino, and everyone else is just kind of like I watch them when I eat food, and that is about it. That is the only time when I launched like the YouTube app. That's it.
who's Lemino? You know that video? Lemino?
Lemino?
It's the dude who makes like those high quality documentaries, like the one who made like the Jack the Ripper.
Lemino?
Oh,
Is it
we're
like with
watching
Apocalypse?
a lowercase I in there? The
Yes.
wait, I apparently I've seen one of their videos, and extraordinary
Yeah,
until
yeah.
proven otherwise. I don't know. I don't remember. Okay.
Consumed by the Apocalypse. I'm pretty sure we watched that like together.
Oh, I think maybe Kajuro was like
Someone was streaming. Yeah.
someone was showing one of these
Yeah.
videos.
This guy is like just a great like graphic artist. He's just like everything is just self-taught, and so he was watching for like years now. It's just like quality increased over time, and his script just got like he like really started like writing better and better script, and just upgraded like the visuals over time. Like this is like a full documentary by like one fucking person, and he makes one video every like 6 fucking months, and that's it. And I like Hazel because that's about the only anime YouTuber who's good.
I definitely prefer the one video every 6 months YouTubers to the one video every week YouTubers, because the one video every YouTubers rarely have anything interesting to say, if they're not just doing comedy videos. I'm not talking about myself.
Okay.
I don't make videos for different reasons. I'm not like working on a big secret video for 6 months. I'm just not making videos. I'm just doing other things. Like my favorite anime reviewer will always be Demolition D.
Why? Okay, I was gonna ask about that. Why the fuck does everyone like Demolition D? I watched his videos. I was just like, okay.
He's funny. And he's
Is this
smart.
because they're all like why?
He's funny and he's actually smart.
Yeah, I don't know if like Demo's ever like had like an actually like great like anime video. But
I think his best stuff is the
there-
funny
he's-
stuff.
he's just kind of like a funny guy, which is why people like him, right? Yeah, like Demo's pretty funny,
Mhm.
right? I mean, I really honestly, it's been so long that I don't even really remember what Demo's videos are like. But
And it's not all his videos. It's like mostly like the later ones. Like the early ones are when they're trying to do like more like regular anime videos are like kind of boring. But when he's memeing it
Yeah.
up, he's a great editor too. Very good editor.
mm,
I don't know how he finds
And-
all those weird. Because he goes on. I know he gets them on 4chan, but just fucking random clips
yeah,
of black people getting slapped or falling over.
But like honestly, I don't hold YouTubers in that high of a regard, anime or otherwise. I'm just like, yeah, this is like a nice compliment to a meal, or just if I'm like extremely bored, but it's not like if I want to consume content, I just watch something I have on my list or just read the fucking book.
That's good.
This video.
Normal.
If I want to talk about
Oh, I
his,
saw
let's
that
watch
record
this fucking
recommended
video.
to me.
I think
I really
these videos are good.
read that manga.
Yeah.
My favorite anime, not my favorite YouTuber in general. I don't know if you can call him a YouTuber because he's not like, but I guess he is. It's Tim Rogers. Because
Rogers is great.
every couple of months,
Tim Rogers is fucking awesome.
he'll just make a
He's
$5
amazing.
video about a video game, and it's like the most in-depth
His-
thing I've ever seen in my life.
It is so fucking insane.
I need
It
to
is-
watch more Tim
and
Rogers.
okay, the best thing about Tim Rogers is if you pay attention to what the fuck he's saying, he's not just speaking in fucking circles. He's actually like making points and
He's
progressing the
going
fucking
somewhere
thesis.
with his point.
Yes,
He's not
literally,
just kinda-
it's that fucking feeling.
He's not
Yeah.
talking like how I talk, where I'm just like trying to keep people going to to convince them I'm trying to say something important, right? Like it's no, there's a destination, and that's like the most.
It's like literature.
Yeah, it's what makes it the most engaging. It's like, oh, I'm getting something even out of watching a small portion.
And his
of this
videos are just
instead
him
of-
sitting in front of a green screen, just like, and this is Doom. Doom was fucking made in 1995. It's-
He goes.
and he goes, and he just goes. His new video about Cyberpunk's
he
coming out
has
on
a-
Sunday.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was sad it wasn't fucking last week.
Yeah, I was
God damn it.
heartbroken. I posted the disintegrating crying emoji guy on Twitter in response to the delay tweet. I'm interested. I'm super interested about Cyberpunk because he had a Cyberpunk video on Kotaku, like when it was announced. He's like, "This is the pre-review of Cyberpunk 66 or whatever it's called. It's gonna be the best video game ever." And it's like a whole video explaining why it's gonna be super great. And I'm very curious to see how he feels about it. He probably likes it.
I think this video about
He probably likes it a lot.
okay. I think this video about Cyberpunk must be like fucking 7, 8 or something hours. It's gonna be a monster.
Yeah, I'm gonna be mad that he likes it, but I'm still gonna watch it. Tim Rogers is like a guy. No, that's not true. If there was any person, any YouTuber, and that I watched whose opinion I respected, and like if they said something, I would like rethink what I thought about it. Is Tim Rogers not like super because he has like a lot of weird thoughts about stuff. So it's like not entirely, but like if he said something, I would at least like second. I'd be like, huh, I wonder why he said that. But he's a weird guy. He's like an artist.
Yeah, I would be.
I mean,
I don't know. I'd be surprised. Like, I'm not surprised that anybody liked Cyberpunk. Like that, it seemed like a really fucking bad game.
I mean, I don't.
He's.
I'm
We
just
don't know yet.
assuming he likes it.
Yeah, I guess now I'm kind of interested to see what he's.
And the new video is gonna come out this Sunday. This Sunday, aka like
I'm devoting my
next
whole fucking
week
day
for
to
you
it.
viewers, so it'll be out.
I mean, this is coming out.
What?
Today's what? Wednesday. It's probably this episode's gonna come out probably Friday. So on Saturday
Oh,
probably.
okay.
That's right. The other 2 videos came out on Saturday. So
So go watch it like tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow.
After you listen to this.
Yeah.
uh,
What about you,
V, did you
Vito?
watch fucking YouTubers?
I watch like history YouTubers now. Like I don't really watch YouTubers for anything. Like YouTube is basically just now a repository for like music and like um podcast like video versions of podcasts, and I only I seldom watch YouTube videos at home. It's normally like while I'm on my drive, I listen to something that's mostly like audio oriented, or maybe something at work while I'm on my break. But really, like, no, I'm actually pretty content with how I've managed to stop watching YouTube almost altogether at home.
I've also been
Oh,
sort of phasing it out of my life. Just
It,
mostly
it makes me feel kind of guilty when I like I was like, "Ah, I'm watching a YouTube video right now. I should be doing something else."
my the times of the day where I would like I'm in line or something, or like in a drive through, I just like pull up a YouTube video. That has been replaced with TikTok completely. The boredom aspect of
my
YouTube.
fucking god. That is even
It is
worse.
worse, and I've been like, trying to stop watching TikToks. But like I have no like I'm looking at my YouTube's like subscription page right now. Like I have no interest in watching like half of this shit. Like this music, the music I kind of want to watch, but like that's it.
Oh my fucking god. I'm looking at my YouTube fucking. Okay, the most amount of videos I watch, other than like, the notable. Okay, this is from like the YouTuber who uploads once every like. Okay, because I mentioned like Lamano and Hazel and stuff, but there's like, obviously like 2, 3 other fuckers who upload once every like 5, 6 months, and those are like the ones I watch. But do you want to know what's dominating my recommended feed?
What?
It's fucking Genshin Impact.
Oh
It's
no.
fucking Genshin Impact. Yeah. Because they fucking play the game and I look up like events and fucking shit to optimize all the time. So most of my YouTube stuff is just to get it impact.
I forgot to mention one YouTube video I watch every week, every Sunday is Scott the Waz.
Of course, of course. Did you know
What?
Scott the Woz is going to be on TV?
I heard. I was very excited. I was screaming in call for 10 minutes.
I hope I really hope it's hey, this is like a good okay, he's gonna make money, so good for the dude. Hey, high five. But I really do hope it's gonna be like a good fucking thing and
I
not a
think that
nightmarish, the typical YouTuber TV show. You know?
I think they're just gonna be up like just air episodes of his YouTube channel. I think that's the plan. I don't know. Maybe. I hope it's. I'd like it to be a new show,
I mean,
but I'd also don't want to turn on a TV. So who knows?
is it? I mean, I think it might just be streamed somewhere. It's gonna be
Yeah.
on TV, but it's also gonna be like streamed. Probably, definitely.
Who the fuck watches TV?
But he's making millions of dollars, so I'm
Yeah.
happy wherever the fuck he goes.
Yeah, just Tim Rogers and Scott the Waz. I only watch fucking nerdy white boys in glasses. That's those are my two YouTubers.
Oh yeah, fucking Maxor. I just discovered this YouTuber like fucking 2 days ago. Maxor. The dude with the HD fucking editing style. Like holy shit. He has like 17 images and literally 9 transitions in the span of like 1 fucking second. It is insane. I guess I'll add him to the list of like fuckers I really like because it is HD. Like that's just how I describe it. He's insane. He's actually insane.
I think the problem with most of our problem with modern, or I guess just all anime movies, is just that it's all like flash and no substance. Oh my god, there's a lot of editing in this. I'm just like,
You see what I mean?
oh my god, this is like giving me, Jesus Christ, calm down. It's for babies.
It
It's
is.
just for people who have zero attention span. We were talking about this. We were watching Cold Ones
Yeah.
in a call, it was pretty funny, but like the editing of that is like gives you fucking whiplash.
Yeah, I think it was specifically like the YouTube video is on like it was just on like 1.5 times speed. Of course, it's probably not this crazy, right? And it turns out like no, it's still pretty crazy. Yeah, and
Dude,
that's just, I mean, that's what's
when I
dominated YouTube, like or just like video editing for a while now. Or I mean, not even just like YouTube videos, but like movies and stuff like that. Not like the same smash cuts or like funny meme inserts, but the same kind of the same kind of idea, right? Where you're just like constantly like changing things or throwing in music to capture people's attention, and it's not necessarily for the better of whatever you're making, but just so that like
okay.
Just so people stay
those with
interested.
weaker attention spans, yeah, are just like, I'm being overwhelmed.
I'm glad I've
Which
learned
is,
this so that I can justify having all new Dunekun videos have no editing in them.
yeah, I mean, if it's a good if
Okay,
it's a good video, it shouldn't need
I
to be edited,
linked
right?
you.
I made a post about this on Twitter like a couple weeks ago. Like, hey, if I just uploaded by writing, like I'll write more reviews. Can I just do the writing so I don't have to make a video about it, or do you just want me to make videos? It's kind of split, but
Just record it and like
I
have
mean,
like
just a little
passive
bit of polish,
footage.
I think, goes a long way. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be super well rounded.
no, I just want to write it. I just want to write. If I
Oh,
like me writing a video, like the fact this just the act of me with my voice recording,
Recording.
like knowing that I'm recording a script, be recording the script, like that changes how I write completely.
Dune, just write it, and then I will give the presentation for your video, and then we can
Dude, just
tag
write it
team
and
this.
I will edit your video.
It's not even
And
editing.
no need.
Like I can edit
I'll
it.
act it out. I'll act it out. No need, bro. We'll edit it, and all you have to worry about is just writing good. All right.
Which you always do. So, you know, there
Yeah.
is like
Like
literally no
all
issue.
of the writing for Dunekun videos is like not good. Like those are all like literally
My fucking god.
like no, because I don't like.
Okay, that is
like
the issue.
I have things that I write good that I'm more proud of that I wrote than Dunekun videos. They're just like not about. So I just know what
It's just good. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Dude, the rotating cube zone is just a gaslighting chamber for me to like make you mad so you'd make more videos. That is just it, dude. That's how much I love them. That's why I started the rotating cube zone. Just for that single purpose. Just more Dune videos, please.
You know, that is pretty high
Oh.
praise coming from somebody who edits videos for a bunch of other YouTubers. I gotta say. I don't know. I kind of see what you're getting at though, Dune, with like the kind of content of your videos, because like, you know, I love Dunekun. I love the Dunekun brand, right? But I'm not sure if like, you know, Dunekun videos are. I'm not the target audience for Dunekun videos, right? Or am
Interesting.
I? Maybe not.
Why don't you think so? What do you think? I want to know who you think the target audience for Dunekun videos is.
It's been so long since I've seen a Dunekun video as well. But oh well, and they're not. None of the videos are on the channel. You know, I can't even.
Yeah, because I don't like them.
I just think it's because it's not like, you know, it's not like a perspective I necessarily subscribe to, or like they're not my anime opinions, right? And they're not like,
Yeah, they're
or
good.
it's not even about anime. Sometimes it's just like about fucking video games. But like for instance, when we were talking, when, you know, Nibra and I were getting acquainted, and we were talking about Kaguya-sama way back, way like that's like over a year ago at this point, right? That's a while. And
Yeah. Way
we
more
were talking like,
yeah.
no, it must be bad. And I think you pop in, you're like, no, yeah, of course it's bad. And then you go and like make a whole video on like rom-coms, right? And you talk about Kaguya, and it's not like a serious, you know, tear down of Kaguya-sama. It's not like a big
It's more of an
it's not a
excuse to
big
talk
thing.
about Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, it was an excuse to talk about the Big Bang Theory, which was great, which was a good purpose of the video. But like at that point, I'd only seen the first season of the show. I don't think I really intend to watch more of the show, but you know, I thought the show was pretty bad, right? Like I think I thought, you know, surely this is awful. And I think in a lot of ways it still is pretty bad. And I don't think like the manga like looks great, but since like since reading the manga, because no need bro, no need bro is like, yeah, you should read, sure. It's like, I mean, there's some things that are about it that are redeeming, but like your video specifically was kind of um like at the time I agreed with you that I didn't like the show, but I think all the ways that we thought it was bad were different, right?
I believe
Like you were
that
like, well,
100%. I like your opinions on anime a lot, Vito. That's why I wanted you on this episode. We have like completely different priorities about what we
yeah,
consider
it's
good.
kind of weird.
Every time we talk, we just talk about completely different things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you wanted it to be like you're just like, well, I skipped in it later in the show and like there, nothing's happened. It's the same thing. And like that's kind of I think that's like kind of like the charm of the thing, right? Is that they're like, kind of edging around being into each other, right? It's like what games do they play? But I do like, so I disagree that that's like a good criticism, but I think like that is kind of like a problem with the early part of Kaguya-sama, is that like it's a lot of like the same gag, right? Like it's a lot of just like the games they play in the student council, which they move past that later on. And I can't believe I'm talking about Kaguya-sama by the way. I was waiting on you, bro. Like that's a you know it's not something like, it's not like
Came,
a particularly beloved
we
manga to me.
came full fucking
I don't think it's
circle.
like spectacular by any means, but like I did read it. And I think like,
Uh,
and I think I've come to kind of
it,
change my opinion on it a little, but it's again, like I think a lot of it looks kind of bad. Like I think a lot of the manga, like
you don't,
I think
Rito, you don't need to qualify you.
no,
It's fine,
like
Rito.
it's different because I think it
I,
looks worse as it goes on, right? But like that wasn't even like
it
the thing
becomes
about it
more
looking good was never part of
streamlined.
like my original, or maybe it was. Honestly, I don't remember because like I guess it didn't really matter that much to me. But I guess I just I thought of that when thinking of like what's different as part of like the Dunekun mentality. However, you did make one video that I like a lot, and
Did
it's
you finish the
Olive.
Kaguya-sama thing? What was your point with that?
I don't know. It was just that I trailed off too much. I think it's just the we had completely
Junior,
different.
the
Well, you
elitist
said
dude. I'm gonna.
We
the
both agreed that it wasn't good, and that like both the reasons that we thought it wasn't good were completely different. But
I think you were saying something about like the games they played early in the manga.
yeah, well, just that like
We were
that's
talking about
like
the
it's
development
kind of
of the relationship.
repetitive, right?
Yeah.
But that's like they eventually, like I don't think that's great, but I don't think that like that's actually representative of like what's good about it, right? I think that's like it kind of moves past that. Or rather, that's not like, I think it's like kind of like a bad, like the first season of the show kind of makes for a bad sample of what is to come, because it's not really in the manga. You get through that like way faster, right? It's not something that takes so much of your time. But another what I was gonna say before was another Dunekun video, which I do love, is Olive, the other Christmas classic, because Olive was like one of my favorite fucking Christmas movies growing up. I think that's where, you know, that's where Dune and I align. Is
Just
is
because
on
you've
Christmas.
seen the
Okay.
movie when you were a kid.
Yeah, of course. I didn't even need to watch the
Okay.
video. I didn't even need to watch
Thanks,
it.
Vito.
Obviously, and you
No,
never did.
I did watch that video.
Okay. Just before I go on, dude, before I go on you, I just want to say, I'm so glad that we came full circle, Rito, after like a year or two. After like, the 3 hour literally gave me a headache shouting match with you, but like, no, the fucking thing is good. No, it's bad. The
Well,
fact that we like rounded to it's fine. I don't think you
well,
should think it's a
again,
masterpiece. And
it comes down to being able to explain what's good about it. Even if it is good,
I
if
explained
you
it.
can't explain it, like everything's moot if you cannot explain
You
to me
doubted it.
exactly how it's good,
You
right?
doubted me, Vito. You
I mean, I
asked me, I
doubted you
told you
because you couldn't
they
sell
move
it to me,
on.
right? Like all I'd seen was the first season of the show.
It just took a year because you're stubborn,
I mean,
Rito.
it
Because you're
took me
fucking
to read it, right? And like I didn't even under normal
because you're
circumstances I wouldn't read it.
fucking
It's just because like I read it because I had time to kill and I didn't want to read a better manga on my cracked phone screen while I was at work.
and
Like
it turned out to say
I literally ended up reading
you
it
read it.
because I was too because the way I watch the way I read manga is too precious to me to read it on my phone at work. But yeah,
Just then
I
it
did read
happened.
it, and
It
I think there
happened,
are some things to like,
and your opinion, yes, and your opinion shifted.
perhaps it some parts of it appeal to me. Uh, maybe in some ways that wouldn't appeal to other people. I am a gamer. I do play Apex Legends. And that they do touch on that in the manga.
Uh,
Being a bit of an Apex gamer, I'm a bit biased, but it's okay. It's a cute story. It's a cute story. Honestly, I think it's a little better than a lot of other shitty fucking rom-coms I've read. Just because, like, I'll just like that's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I'll just knock them out. Like I'm like, I probably shouldn't be spending my time reading this. There's so many other good manga I know I'll like that I should be reading. It's like I just want to kind of scratch that itch, Some
I get it.
kind of a sucker for stuff
anyway,
like
so
that.
Dune, you made videos for elitist dudes. That's your
I
main
don't think I
fucking
make
demographic.
videos
No.
for elitists. That's like the
No,
opposite.
it's the opposite
Yeah.
of that.
I make
Yeah.
videos for
Dune-
people. I don't know how to make videos for people for.
I mean, I think
Okay.
people who like don't want. It
As
seems like people who
as
don't
the
need to commit to being
normie,
an elitist, right? Like
as
that's
the normie here. Okay, as the
I don't
normie
think
fucking
normie
zoomer
elitists
in
would
this
like
call.
Dunekun videos.
What?
I don't think
What'd you
normie
say?
elitists, like people who want to feel smart about themselves, like
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they would like
No, I
Dunekun
say like I
videos.
think it's for people who don't need to feel smart about themselves,
Yeah.
right? That's the
I think it's not. I honestly think the Dune okay, not the Dune core, not the Dune like get into Dune himself, the legend, the creature. I'm talking about like just the general like anime videos. It's just like it's you make like for example, you make a video about a popular show just from like a completely clinical standpoint. You do not have like the anime reviewer opinion about it. Is what I mean when I say you kind of appeal to the slightly more elitist sides
Yeah, but
of
I'm
like
not
who
like
fuck watches anime.
I'm like giving my own opinion though. I'm not like trying to
yeah.
like do a bit.
Yes, but it is not but it's not the general. Okay, the thing about popular opinion is most people agree on it. That's like what defines the popular opinion, which is
Yeah.
like you talk about Demon Slayer, and people are like, holy shit, this show is so good and beautiful. Us, I know because it feels weird because all the people like we talk to like here or maybe like close group of friends, people will think the show is like looks bad or will notice the CG or how the pacing sucks, etc., etc., etc. But like to most people, the normie opinion is wow, this show is so fucking amazing. So when someone makes a video about how this show is bad, that is outside the norm. That is more on the side of like slightly, I guess, higher, niche anime like spots. That's what I mean when I say elitist. I mean you don't make videos to appeal to the popular opinion at all or market. You make them to appeal to the elitist spots, kinda.
No,
They've got popular
Not too
no,
deep.
no.
I think they're kind of crisp,
I don't.
clean, well edited videos. They've got like
Yes.
they're not very inflammatory, but it's kind of clean, concise, to the point. I don't think it's about I think they've got a broad appeal, right?
I think I could be way more elitist. Like I intentionally
Yes, I
try to
agree.
make it not elitist.
But you're not a chill though.
I'm not a chill. A shell.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not a shell, but that's
Okay.
because I don't make any money off it.
You're not
Like,
okay. If you
Gigak has a
look,
vested
if you look at
interest in
Gigak,
making Crunchyroll more popular because he makes money from Crunchyroll. Like, I don't get any money from Crunchyroll, so I don't care.
yes, and the same
Yeah.
with Jeff
Not
too.
yet. I'll take it.
And the same with Jeff too.
Yeah.
Do you see what I
Well,
mean?
Jeff 2. What if
Okay,
there was so you have
those
Jeff 3?
people.
What if there was a sequel? What if there was Jeff 2?
Jeff
And
4.
he's
Oh
Jeff,
no,
yeah,
that would be
yeah.
too fucking powerful.
I
He
think
will.
that is
He
too
will
much.
become the president who's bad.
Uh,
I fucking love Jeff too. I fucking love
he
him
is in an
so
OP.
much.
yeah.
He
Yeah, true.
Jeff too is not a human being to me. Like Jeff too, honestly, is not a fucking like living being. Like he's okay. Jeff too is if I sat down and like made a schematic of like a fucking robot to like spout opinions about media, and I just want him to be the most successful like robot in existence. I will just create Jeff fucking too. Like he's so mechanical in like his opinions, his writing, his like release schedule, his thumbnails. It is like
Because it's
it
not.
is insane to
Because he
me.
doesn't view it as like a creative outlet. It's just his job. He's like, this is my job, so I will make money doing this. I mean, which is fine. Like, good on him for like making money on making anime reviews. But like, I have no intention of doing that.
Uh,
Like talking up with
the point
the
is
brief period of time where I actually talked about popular show, like currently airing shows, was like awful. Like
awful.
I hated doing that. I mean, I had fun for a little bit when I started doing it because like it was like a fun, like a joke. It was like a meta joke that I was making regular anime reviews. But I did
You
get
made
sick of.
one resistance. The videos were good though. Like regardless of the horrible experience or like the meme itself, I think the videos were good. Honestly, like I still like them.
I could make
I think
videos
they're
like that all the
funny.
time, but I like would hate myself, and there's better things I could be doing with my time
Yeah, that is completely valid. But
than
just like
watching
on the
fucking
point
shitty
of
seasonal anime.
watch 86, motherfucker. Just watch 86.
Fine, I'll make an 86 review.
No, no, no,
Okay, you don't
no.
even need to do that.
There's
We
so
can
many
talk
cooler
about
things you could
here.
spend your time watching. You gotta
Yeah.
branch out,
Okay,
man.
okay.
That's true.
Uh,
You convinced me. I won't do it.
Rita, this is a rotating cube zone. Fucking me and Rita, what the fuck are you doing here, huh? Hey, where the fucking shush that tight little mouth of yours, Rita, before you get
Whoa,
a
whoa,
fucking
whoa, whoa!
gun.
Hey, I'm here to throw some salt on these roads. All right, I'm here to throw the gauntlet down on Ibra. I won't stand. No, I may be a guest here, but I will not stand for such ridiculousess, such foolishness. 86. Have you look at this show? This show looks lame
It's
and
about
boring.
No, it's about the fucking Jews, though.
I don't. Why should I
It
care
is
about that?
so. It
You
is
know what?
so
You know what else is
based.
about the Jews?
Dude,
Angel
please,
Cop. You should go watch Angel Cop. How about that?
someday. Okay, so Dune,
It's like 6
please
episodes. It's
watch
easy. Go
fucking
watch it.
86, dude. I just need to talk to you about 86. It is so fucking based
I
on
refuse.
so many weird
I'm not
levels.
gonna watch an anime without
Please.
talking about it, without making a video about it. It's not worth it.
Look at this.
Uh,
This looks lame.
We can talk about it here, dude. We can just talk about it here.
No, you can't just. Ah.
Even though I
Exactly.
have no aspirations of being like a popular YouTuber, I do feel bad when the I don't make regular videos.
Yeah.
I feel like I should.
Dude, you should watch Giant Gorg and make a video about
Giant
it.
Gorg?
That's what
You mean
your
Giant
profile
Jorge?
picture. That's what your
Uh,
no, it's not with a J, it's with a G.
Yeah, I just saw you posted the
God
screenshot.
damn it.
I like that.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
I do have two.
Just watch it.
I do have two video ideas. I have one video idea that'll be like at least 3 hours long, and I just have never. I've had it planned since I did my Mario RPG video. I just like have not taken the time to like sit down and actually start it because it would take forever. My other video I just got is gonna be a book review of a book I just borrowed from the library, and that'll come out sometime this year, I'm sure.
Shit.
Maybe
man.
I'm looking forward to that.
So look for the 3-hour one will probably come out next February. I'll say that now. Just because my Mario RPG video came out in February, and I'll just make it like a yearly thing, I guess.
Keep at it. I don't want this to be another hollow promise. All right, we need more Dune. Let's.
I don't know what people
love Dune.
The thing about every time I ask people what they want from Dunekun channel, they're like, "Yeah, just I don't know, just make a video." I'm like, "What it could be about what?"
It's what you do.
Like they just want me. Like I don't want to just. Well, I don't know what that means. I don't like that as an answer.
Like, make stuff about what you want to. I mean, if you want, if you genuinely want, ideas. Like, it sounds like you've got a couple ideas, but you've got some things you could do. You started, I know you stopped watching Ideon at some point, but you could finish Ideon and, make a video about that. How about that, huh?
The problem is that Ideon is that it's 50 episodes, and I'm a creature of passion. If I can't marathon everything in one sitting and then write the script in one sitting,
come on, dude, come on, yes, please, come on, dude. Just this once, make this request come true. Just watch the fucking thing, dude.
You made me watch Vivi Floyd Eyes. That was awful. That ruined.
I think it was fucking stint. Dude, it was awful, but the first episode, the rotating cube zone, was so fucking based. I fucking loved every second of it.
You need to. How about you start Gundam Dune, and then No Need can finish Gundam. Right.
Oh my fucking god!
If you start watching now, you can probably finish before No Need finishes, which would be in 2 years from now.
No, it's too long. I can't do it.
No, it's just like watching like 4 smaller shows,
which I would never do. I haven't watched 4 shows.
Gundam isn't even 50 episodes. All right,
it's 30 something.
No, it's like 40 something. It's 43.
It's time to fucking wrap it up, boys.
Okay, wrap it up.
This was the Dunekun cock and sock session. We also talked about YouTubers and why you should not watch them. Go touch grass.
Yes.
Go read a book.
Thanks for listening to my rambling.
Be able to create your own opinions, please. Don't listen.
Yes. Take some agency.
Explain
in your tastes,
them.
All right, take some agency in your tastes. Go watch something cool.
Just like use your brain for once in your life, please.
Go watch that anime you've been putting off for a while. Go Google some stuff about it.
Go talk to the girl.
Educate yourself. As the tolerant left says, go educate yourself.
Yeah, like Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch.
Exactly. That's what I imagine when I picture the tolerant left.
Bye.
Say bye, Vito. Bye. Vito, you have to say bye.
Bye.